All right, welcome to another episode of Fake Football Analysts. We had to take last week off. We were just too busy, and we were enjoying ourselves. So we are back, though. I am the host of the most, Aaron Cass. We are here with Hollywood Ray, and we have a lot to talk about today. Unfortunately, we couldn't get around this first topic. So let's just get right into it. Giants versus Patriots recap. I'll go first because I really don't
Yeah,
have much to say.
floor is yours, brother.
The positive I will take out of this is that Mike Kafka will not be the Giants head coach next year, and I am okay with that. He has been terrible. He's been 0-3 so far. This one, we actually didn't have a lead and give it up. We just didn't want to show up. Jackson Dart is going to turn to RG knee if he doesn't get out of bounds more. And Joe Shane will be gone at the end of the season. There are rumors. So I'm pretty sure he's gone. And I was going to defend Abdul Carter, but I literally just saw on Twitter before we got on that he was sleeping in a meeting, which is why he didn't play the first 8 snaps or 2 series, if you want to say that. So
Yeah.
now the floor is all yours because let's hear it.
Well, no, my comments aren't for you.
Oh,
this
surprise!
This is for the. Well, no, I mean, for one, I mean we didn't see the final score coming, but we both would have picked New England to win. Like we just said, New England win the game. So okay, so that's between you and me. Now, for those that were still trying to joke and clown online, once again, week in, week out, you're watching the best team in football. Once again, we haven't got to January yet. We haven't got to February, obviously. But as it stands right now on December 3rd, in the year of our Lord, 2025, you just watched the best team on Monday night. That's the most physical they've been.
Yeah, according to Jadakiss, it was hunting season. My God.
I haven't seen a hit like that on a quarterback in a long time. Like I'm surprised it wasn't attached like a $50,000 fine. Like Chris Ellis, I was like, wow. Now, granted, it was legal, so it was cool. Let me be clear. I like Jackson Dart. I think that he's going to be a really good quarterback in the future. But like you said, he has to get better at protecting himself. Shout out to Theo Johnson for jumping in right away.
I love seeing that.
Some of his fellow Giants teammates were sitting there chilling. So I don't know what that was about, but Theo got in right away. It was like, hey, what's up? Like, you're not about to just rock my quarterback. So love that aspect. But yeah, New England's bought in to what Mike Vrabel has been preaching. And that was the first game where they looked like him on the field. In my opinion. Like, he was a tough-nosed guy. He was a guy that took no prisoners. And Monday night, I was like, okay, because once again, it could have been a sleeper going into the bye. And I wasn't thinking an automatic win because I saw what y'all did to Philly earlier in the year. So I was like, absolutely not. So I was like, not to think that we was going to get doubled up by y'all, but could have been like a 24-21 thing where, we fell asleep at the wheel and Jackson Dart catch fire. Sure, absolutely. So, respect the opponent, but yeah, it's the best team in football.
And the fire definitely went out with the Giants. I believe when it was 17-7, I was like, yeah, it's done. And what was crazy was the Patriots didn't have a lot of offensive linemen. They had most of the backups, and we really couldn't pass rush on Drake May. Only one question I do have to ask is Trayvon Henderson. Does Jet Sweep Josh just not like him? Like, why is he not the primary back here?
He is. He was.
You sure? Because I feel like they're still kind of doing like a Ramondre Trayvon thing, and it should just be straight Trayvon.
Well, that era's gone, Aaron. Like now, when we grew up, and it was the LTs, LaDainian Tomlinson, not Lawrence Taylor, but LaDainian Tomlinson, Eddie Georges, Marshall Faulk, obviously the Emmitt Smith, the Barry Sanders. someone lesser like an Amon Green, right? Dorsey Levens,
Amon
those
Green,
guys, right?
Jesus.
Yeah, well, right. Yeah. Listen, hey, you know, we always gonna give you someone that you haven't heard in a while.
Packers, no one knows. He's a Packer running back.
You know, we think about those guys, and once again, there's many more that I hadn't named. Obviously, you know, Corey Dillon played for me. Obviously, you know, Tiki Barber played for you. Like, you couldn't really name their backups because they wasn't on the field. It's not like that anymore. Those guys only played when it was like, you know, week 16 or, you know, the game was out of hand. So now, because of how much the running back position has changed, you know, it's a platoon system. It's like a bullpen, right? So, and I've said it on Missing the Point, and I get killed because, you know, and once again, we've all been done with Ramondre, right? Like I was a big Stevenson fan coming out. The fumbles turned me all the way off, and rightfully so. But at the same time, coming into December, you know, now obviously it's clear they're going to the playoffs. You need that body in January. You just do. And he's gotten better as a pass catcher. He's gotten better with running between the tackles, right? He's learning to protect the ball and just get down. So I think he had three catches for 40, and I think another 3 or 4 rushes for 40 yards. Like, if you're getting 80 to 100 total yards out of Ramondre at this point, that's a win. And then, you know, Henderson's not the biggest guy in the world, so I don't want him running between the tackles, but can he be a souped up James White or a Kevin Folk? Sure. And he's shown to have that home run, you know, talent. So I don't know if it's something that they hate. I just think that now that they see they could put more on Drake May's shoulder, to whom much is given, much is required. And because he's becoming the man right before our eyes, like he's good. Like people, people
you know
say,
what? I'm glad that you were talking about Drake May. We're going to transition just a little bit.
Mm-hmm.
Is Drake May the MVP?
He should be. If it's not him, then it's Matthew Stafford. Honestly, like, and
so Jonathan Taylor's is done. We're leaving.
Yeah, I mean, are we seeing what's happening in Indianapolis? Like now, cause I know you've been waiting to blame Daniel Jones, but I'm like, Jonathan Taylor has not taken over a game recently. Anyways, yes, he still has over almost 1,300 yards. I think he has 15 touchdowns. So he's still killing it. Like he's still top 3. It's not like he went to like 5 or 6, but he's behind Matthew Stafford and Drake May, in my opinion.
I really thought the Matthew Stafford Panther game kind of not diminished, but it definitely brought him down more in the MVP conversation.
But remember, this goes back to, we've been talking about this probably since week 5, right after they beat Buffalo, me in New England. Remember, they smoked Carolina at home. Now, granted, it was 42-13. Carolina has some good wins on their schedule, and they're 7-6. And once again, it goes back to the whole like, oh, the schedule is this, schedule is that. And I keep saying this. Most people, most analysts had this team at 8 wins as a peak. So I just keep saying we cannot have it both ways. You can't say they'll be lucky to win 8 games, but then now because they've exceeded, your expectations and some of you this feels all too familiar, and I get it. You're like, damn, just when you thought it was going to be a 15 to 20 year thing of them not being good, just when you thought that, you was hoping y'all was out here praying.
I wanted 10 years. I wanted 10 years through the bad, and then you'll start to transition to good.
But I'm like, it didn't even happen. We were young, but it's
We're talking about the Ron Meyer days.
We were barely born when that. But I'm saying, like, dare I say, it was 40 years of that. And I know that doesn't matter to people now, and I get it because we're in a new era. But dare I say that, from 1960 to 2000, and Patriot fans, if I'm lying, okay, we have 1976 when we lost to the Raiders. 85. Oh, sorry. Let me forget. 78. They lose. I forget. I don't know if they made the playoffs, but they lost, I think, to Oakland again, because Oakland was the team in the 70s outside of Pittsburgh. You lose your quarterback, Jim Plunkett. He goes to Oakland, wins the Super Bowl with Oakland. You get there in 85, right? You get smoked by the Bears, who that could be a Super Bowl matchup now because of the way both teams are going. So that'd be a 40-year anniversary. You go 1-15 and 90. Then you get this guy named Drew Bledsoe, number 1 pick. You make the playoffs the second year, right? Go to the Super Bowl in his third year, or fourth year, I should say. Lose to Green Bay, okay? Losing the playoffs with Pete Carroll. And then you get this guy named Bill Belichick. And y'all still not there yet. You go 5-11. Then you get this guy Tom Brady, and the rest was history. So, to me, it was there. Like, it wasn't like, oh, they've been prominent all along. But this wasn't a Green Bay thing. This wasn't a Dallas thing where they were nice to at a certain time, or even Oakland, or even Pittsburgh. Right now, New England's a team of the century. Right now, right? Obviously, things can change. People feel it's Kansas City, whatever. Some could even throw Pittsburgh in there because they won a couple. But this is the team of the century. And I just think that Boston in general has endured more than most cities. We don't think that way now because of how much success they've had in our lifetime. But Boston fans that know the history and their parents will tell you, once again, my mother's a child of the 60s. She know about the Celtics being dominant, but New England Patriots wasn't a thing. They wasn't dominating then. Red Sox, was lovable Darwins, but they you got 67, 75, 86, but 88 when they lost to Oakland. Like you're not, they wasn't the team that anyone thought. Bruins had their run in the 70s, right? You get Cam Newton, get Ray Bork. They make the Stanley Cup Finals, but they don't win it again until 2011. So no, there's been plenty of years where it was like we were the lovable losers, like the Cubs, and never got it done. So they've had a long-standing issue with not being quote unquote great and being mediocre. So it is earned, but because people hate some people in the fan base, which I get, because some are obnoxious. I'm not going to say otherwise. But yeah, welcome back. I'm glad that y'all are mad again. Because some of y'all had got a little too comfortable, and y'all forgot what it runs through, and it runs through Route 1. So sit back.
I will say with Drake May, I think this is a good year. Like, I feel like he has a good schedule, like from the beginning to the end, to really develop in your second year, because we've seen it a million times with quarterbacks. Second year slump, and it happens to everybody. You can't tell me otherwise. And the fact that he had a nice, easy schedule and is making, progressions, which is that we talked about a few weeks ago. I talked about the Patriots that they really, like you're saying, buying into Mike Vrabel, I think is really good for Drake May's development.
Yeah, for sure.
As a quarterback, and I think if he had like one of the hardest schedules, he wouldn't be what he's doing now. So
okay. That's so okay. So I think there's going to be more to come with the argument that you're making, right? I think that obviously, as obviously as they get better, the schedule is going to get more, different road games, people coming into Foxborough. Cool, right? You still face the Jets twice a year.
Boy.
You once again, yes, Miami has played better. So, let me give credit where it's due. They have played better, but I still think they fizzle out towards the end of the season. Like, I know they're 5-7 now, but I don't think that they, do much better than that unless they, catch fire on offense. Devin Achane has been awesome for them. He's a hell of a running back, but I feel like we make the arguments one-sided when we talk about teams that have a bad schedule or easier schedule like it's college, right? We're not playing Chattanooga this week. We're not, we're just a bye. We didn't play anyway. But
you're playing Cancun this week.
Yeah, you're playing. Right, you're playing Cancun, but it's like you're not playing Chattanooga. You're not playing, Elon. You're not playing, all these, lower end D1 schools. You're playing against another professional team. And just because that team has not been constructed the way that other teams have, once again, New England has not had great roster building recently, and mainly because of the coach / GM, right? And Bill Belichick. So, let's it is what it is. But what I mean about it being one-sided, how can some of y'all say, not all, how can some of y'all say, well, the schedule get harder, so maybe he's not going to do as well. I mean, are we saying that he's going to regress? Because
I would hope not. In his
but
third
no,
year,
I'm saying that it's the assumption is like, okay, he's going to regress because it's coming too easily. It's really not. He's efficient with the ball. He doesn't turn over as much. He's way more accurate than I thought. I'll tell you that. Okay, like I said, last year, he had the gunslinger. He still does. He still does. Like if he can zip it down there 35, 40 yards, he will. That play to Kyle Williams is exactly what he is. Like if you miss your assignment over the top, you're going to get beat. He's gonna find that. He's gonna find the weakness there. He looked right. Oh, here's Kyle Williams, who needs to be used more. But once again, I'm not gonna go back on a rant. He needs to be used more. Because what you saw him do Monday night is what he's able to do. Let him be in those moments more, Josh. Let him be in those moments, Mike Vrabel. Like, let him do that. He's not a crosser guy. He's not a comeback. He's not a dig route. He's a 9 guy. He's a go route guy. Let him go in that regard. But yeah, I just like I said, I don't love the one-sided thing as if like Drake May can't get better too. Yeah, the schedule's going to get harder, but hello, when you have the guy or he's becoming the guy. I won't say he's not the guy yet. Once again, I still give respect to 15 in Kansas City. Like until someone unseats them, like he's the man. I'm just like how it was with Brady. Like it is what it is. But number 10 is coming, and I said that early in the year. He's coming. So, but to your original question, once again, he's become more of the MVP now in my eyes. I wasn't feeling that a few weeks ago when it started to pop up. Mainly because I don't care about the MVP award. It's great. It's great for an accolade. It's great for for the Hall of Fame resume. What's even better for a Hall of Fame resume is if he's holding this up come February, and that's what this era of Patriots fans are used to. I hope that he does well in the playoffs. I hope that he's closer to Tom than he is like a Dan Marino. And once again, even if the ceiling is Dan Marino, you're a Hall of Famer, but I'd rather see him get a couple at least.
Well, yeah, that's true. And speaking of that, talk about rings. Let's talk about two teams that have no rings the last 20 years or even 25 years or even 30 years if you want to go there. A little Cowboys versus Lions preview. I actually have the Lions in this game just because, like Dak Prescott can score 30, but the defense will give up 35. So, I mean, what are your keys to the game?
So, you know what's funny? We just had a whole MVP conversation and we didn't mention Dak. Hey, without him, they are not where they are right now. People can say what they want about. They can joke about Dallas. Dak Prescott's in that conversation. Like he's in that conversation. The fact that they're 6-5-1 blows my mind because from the injuries they've had, from the blunders they've had on both sides of the ball, with him essentially, Pickens was a great offseason pickup. Great. George Pickens is a problem. CeeDee Lamb is a problem. Ford is in the MVP conversation. He is. If he keeps playing the way he's playing, he just might surpass Jonathan Taylor. He's been really good. And once again, give credit where it's due. Like I said, I would not sit here and cape for Dallas like I'm the biggest Dallas fan because I'm not. But if we're watching the games and we're seeing what Dak is doing on a week in and week out basis, it's hard to argue that he's not a top 5 MVP candidate. Once again, he may not have passed Jonathan Taylor, Drake May, and Matthew Stafford right now, but he's in the top 5 for sure.
I mean, I understand what you're saying. Yeah, it's just
I know you can't do it. I know. That's why I gotta be the objective one on him. But he's played well, and Schottenheimer seems to be starting to figure it out a little bit as a coach as well. Once again, it helps when you have some good offensive talent. But they're getting some of their guys back on defense, right? That helps. And they've had a decent defense the last few years, not something where, Kat Norton and Deion Sanders and, Leon Lett and Darren Woodson are walking through the door. Don't get me wrong. But can you at least be middle of the pack? So
I see what you're saying. I think the Dan Quinn defenses were a lot better than this one. I mean, Matt Eberflus, as you could tell what's going on in Indianapolis. I know he hasn't been there in a few years, but with Indianapolis, I thought he was really good with them. And then with Chicago, they've had really good defenses, but like Dallas, is because Jerry doesn't really want to spend the money. Like they're okay, or when he spends the money, it's on players that are just Jags. Like they're just another guy. So it's like I see why it's tough for Eberflus, just because if like you look at Chicago now, like that's Matt Eberflus's Chicago Bears team. Like that's not Ben Johnson, not Ben Johnson's Bears defense. Like that's Eberflus. It's just with this team, their defense is a little out of whack. But you could say the same for Detroit. Detroit's defense is way out of whack. I mean, I didn't realize that Aaron Glenn really held together, because you would see them give up like 300 yards passing, but they would still win the game. I mean, I'm not knocking Kelvin Shepard. It is his first year as D coordinator, but it looks like this Lions defense is just all over the place in a bad way. And I feel like Dan Campbell, he's calling the plays, cool, but he's doing a lot of things that make you just scratch your head. Like, why are you calling this play, or why are you not executing at this particular time? Because the Giants should have won last week against Jahmyr Gibbs and all them. It's just famous Jameis was doing his thing, and we couldn't hold a lead. So
I don't know. I wish that he had played last night. Only because I just enjoyed watching him play.
Yeah, that would have been nice.
It'd be cool to see him, but I get it. Dart's the QB of the future, but yeah.
Just on the record, I wanted famous Jameis the entire year.
Yeah. Yeah, no, it's hard though. Obviously Detroit lost a lot. When it came to the coaching staff, so that had been a sticking point all year. They started to figure out a little bit, and I was like, okay, maybe they're still there. But maybe that team has plateaued.
Well, they just lost Terry and Arnold for the whole year, so that's a big hit on their DBs.
Right, but that's been the issue the last 2 years. Whether it's Aiden Hutchinson, whether it's now it's Arnold. Obviously, they lost Carlton Davis to us, who now is finally playing better. I've been on his head all season, but he's starting to wake up a little bit. So it's about time. But yeah, like it's wild. It's wild. But I'm gonna go. I think Dallas wins this though. I just think they're starting to click now, and offensively, I know they're gonna try to sign Pickens in the offseason, but hey, if you're Elliott Wolf or anybody else that's looking for a wide receiver, you should go after George Pickens.
Oh, he's getting the bag regardless.
No, right, but I'm saying
someone's going to overpay him. Somebody's going to overpay him.
No, I'm saying, but Robert Kraft seems to be embarrassed what's happened the last few years. So I just need him to go back to mid 2000s Kraft. That was like, all right, whoever we need to bring in here, let's do it. Like, you have a window while your QB's on a rookie deal, go get him. But no, I think Dallas wins. I'm gonna say 31-28.
I'm gonna go 33-30 Detroit, and I think Jahmyr Gibbs is gonna have a really good game.
Yeah, he's a problem. He's probably the next guy that gets the big deal for running backs. He deserves it.
He definitely deserves it. Speaking of final score predictions, let's get into our Week 14 picks. All right. We don't have to worry about Carolina, Giants, Patriots, and I think there's another team I'm missing, but we can have a bye week this week watching football.
Yeah, right. All right, so Seahawks, Falcons. That's to me, that's a 1-2-3.
That's a 1-2-3.
So Seattle, and hey, they proved me wrong. Remember, I told you a few weeks ago when we did the contender pretender segment. I didn't believe in them, but they're still 9-3. They're still going strong. And yeah, so I'm like, yeah, but 1-2-3 Seattle. AFC North division rival game. Steelers Ravens.
Wow, that's tough. I mean, I might have to go with Ravens because from what Rodgers is saying, no one's watching film.
But I need him to take accountability. It's like, dude, you have consistently he's consistently, his game has consistently declined over the last couple of years. And he's only in the league now because of the name, not because of the talent. Like, it is what it is. Let's call it for what it is. So, but yeah, Baltimore's winning on Sunday. And I think they're gonna actually win the division.
Yeah, they
Bengals
loss last week kind of hurt them, but
right. But they was only bad. Lamar was out for most of it. Like they would have been easily maybe 8-4, even 9-3. Like Lamar's the guy in that division for right now until otherwise. So, but yeah, got Baltimore winning on Sunday. Cam Ward versus Shadur Sanders on Sunday. They got the Browns as a 4.5-point favorite. So I'm like, wow. I'm gonna go with Cleveland though.
I am too. I love Cam Ward, but they have nothing over there. They have absolutely nothing for him.
Yeah, it's unfortunate. Another division game, Colts Jaguars. Who you got?
Jags.
Yeah, seems like Jacoby Myers has been a steady. Even though I still hate the play that he made a few years back. He's living.
Get over it, all right. It's over. It happened a few years ago.
Yeah. You got certain plays and players that you'll never forget. Remember, like I just can't get over it. But he's been what he's always been, and he's a stabilizer. He's not someone that's going to take over a game. He's not going to do 10 for 200, but he's going to get you. He can do 8 for 90, 6 for 70, and a touchdown. Like that's what he's been, and he's been that for them. So that part's not a shocker. So kudos to him for helping stabilize that offense. But yeah, I'm going to go with Jacksonville as well. Kudos to Indianapolis for making certain moves to help bolster the roster. But it's just like they got a head start. Y'all got a head start, and Jacksonville is now tied with you, and then Houston's a game behind y'all. All of a sudden, like it's crazy. So it's backsides are about to get tight up there, if it's not already. But yeah, Jacksonville wins there in the Duval. Next. Commanders Vikings.
Vikings. Oh, you know what?
This might be a tie.
I'm gonna switch it. I'm gonna go Commanders.
This might be a tie, honestly. Like this is.
Yeah, we could do that too.
Once again, JJ McCarthy, I'm shocked because I thought he would at least be. I thought JJ McCarthy would at least be like Alex Smith. Like
which version?
What do you mean? I mean, he was good in San Fran and in Kansas City. He was better in Kansas City, obviously, because of the coaching. But
so you want Washington, Alex Smith?
No. You said which version? I'm saying it's either San Francisco or Kansas City. No, he was a shell himself by the time he got to Washington, and he had that nasty leg injury. No, that don't count. But when he was in Kansas City and San Fran, well, had the last few years is here because he wasn't good under Mike Nolan. Wasn't good under Mike Singletary. It wasn't good until he got Jim Harbaugh there. And that's when he started to go off, and he had that long run against
Saints in the playoffs.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying. So yeah, yeah, he grew up that day as a player. But yeah, but no, to me that is the tie. Dolphins Jets on Sunday. I can't believe it. it's wild because like I'm pretty sure that Miami probably finds a way to win this game. I'd rather the Jets win just to keep my Miami take alive and well, but I don't see it happening. I think Miami gets their fourth in a row to go 6-7. So sick of that joke. So sick of it. But yeah, got Miami.
I'll go with the Jets. Actually, I'll go with Happy Feet.
Yeah, yeah. Irrationally, that's your guy. You always like Tyrod. That's your guy. Next, we got Tampa Bay versus the Saints. To me, this is a 1-2-3 division game or not. 1-2-3 Tampa Bay.
Yeah, that's pretty much Tampa.
Cincinnati goes into to Buffalo. I'm picking Cincinnati.
Yeah, give me Cincinnati.
Yeah, I'm picking Cincinnati. I obviously Bills need a game more, but I'm going. I think Cincinnati goes on a run again, like they always do at this time of the year. 4:00 slate. Broncos Raiders. 1-2-3 Broncos.
Yeah, Broncos, but they're the weirdest 10-2 team.
Why did they defend well and they score?
It's just I don't know, man. Bo Nix has been like really up and down. I don't know. It's just they scare me as a 10-2, but not in like a good way.
So you feel like the 2020 Pittsburgh Steelers?
Yeah, I can see that.
Yeah. Well, they're younger though, but we'll see. I mean, Bo Nix is like 94 years old, but yeah. So 425 Bears Packers. Give me Chicago.
Yeah, give me Chicago too.
Good, better, best. Yeah. Listen, those videos fire me up. Fire me up.
You want your shirt off eating hot dogs?
Actually, I do. Actually, I do, good sir. I do actually. Next we have Rams versus Cardinals. This is a 1-2-3. LA, especially after what happened last week. I think they're gonna smoke Arizona.
You know what? I might have to go Birds. Is that
no
weird?
Way. Jacoby coming out over 500.
He might.
He might. Yeah, that would be crazy, honestly. But give me the Rams though. I think they come out hungry, come out upset. So, and rightfully so. Then Sunday night we got Texas versus Chiefs. Who you got?
Texans. They're hey man, long neck Davis Mills helped them with wins. CJ Stroud, who's been give them wins. They're game out. I feel like in the top 10 rankings, they should be number 10. I don't know, man. They're getting hot at the right time, and it just makes me feel like even though Pat Mahomes is better at home than on the road, I don't know. Yeah. I feel like this Texas team's not a heater.
No, they definitely are. I can't see the NFL moving off Kansas City this soon. I can't. I'm like, it's people want to see Mahomes fail. So, but they also want to see him get to the stage.
I don't want to see him fail. I just want him to play the right way, not having the refs helping him every week.
Well, but I always feel like that's always, to me, that's out of the player control. Once again, if the NFL or the NBA or whatever, if they deem you as the next person, they're going to favor you when it comes to officiating. It's just what it is. It sucks, but it is what it is. Unless you're a fan of that team, right? Then it's like, oh, okay, great. Like, they do what they do. But I think Kansas City wins on Sunday. I just do. It won't be by a lot, but I think they're favored by 3.5. So, basically a field goal. I think they win on Sunday. Monday night, Eagles Chargers. Who you got?
Chargers. I feel like the Eagles are just very, again, inconsistent.
Now they're unraveled.
Yeah. So I know Amari Hampton's on that 21-day window, so hopefully he comes back. That would be a really good 1-2 tandem that we talked about earlier. Like you need a 1-2 run back tandem, and I don't know, man. I just feel like this Eagles team is just meh.
Right. Yeah, no, I go with the Chargers too. But yeah, that does it for the Week 14 pick. So, final words.
So pretty much for my final words is hopefully you guys are enjoying. Enjoying the show. Make sure you guys follow us on TikTok, right there, which is Fake Football Analyst. Make sure you follow us on Twitter, which is _ Fake Analyst. And don't forget to like, subscribe, follow us on Fake Football Analyst on YouTube. Once we get into like the playoffs, it's going to be a little bit different. We'll probably have like 2 shows a week, and then pretty much 2 for the off season. We'll probably start having guests coming out. So anyone that's really as interested, just let us know. Slide the DMs, and we'll definitely try to get people on here. And yeah, I mean, pretty much we'll keep talking about it. Like, mental health is an important thing, so make sure you get the things that you need. Make sure you do anything like that. Yeah, I do want to talk playoffs. It's not going to be the Colts, that's for sure. But yeah, also too, Black Lives Matter.
Yeah. This is non-basketball related. Boy, it is basketball related. It's not football related. But it ties back to just great athletes in general. The way Chris Paul's getting done or got done in LA is wild to me. Tyronn Lue, you should be ashamed. That team is a joke right now. It's in shambles. And the fact that y'all basically backdoor Chris Paul professionally, that is, you professionally backdoor him and basically send him on an early retirement, to me, is out of pocket. If you're a great player in any sport, you should really go out on your own terms and not just, being finessed the way that I feel like Chris Paul was finessed. So it seems. So, it is what it is. But yeah, but like you said, Aaron, we'll continue to talk about mental health and, continue to protect the peace, fellas, especially during the holiday season.
It's okay to not be okay.
Right, exactly. And whether you have enough forgives, don't have enough forgives, doesn't change your value. You're more than enough. And just continue to grind, continue to build, and just take one day at a time. So, as always, Black Lives Matter, not just when it's convenient for you.
Yep, very well said. And so that's another episode of the Fake Football Analyst. Put that in quotes. We will see y'all when we see y'all. Peace.